So I'm here with Bryant Roloff, and we are using his sprayer gun to paint a mural, and we are going to ask him a few questions about using the spray paint gun. So without any further ado, let's get to it.
Tell you guys, it's not all fun and games running these Airbnbs. A lot of times it's about getting your hands dirty. What I mean by getting your hands dirty is quite literally getting your hands dirty. So doing every job that you possibly can to save yourself a little bit of coin on the back end is definitely something that not only is going to save you money, is going to offer you a lot of the skill sets that you'll need to grow your business to the next level. That I find to be the most useful are the up and down technique and the side to side. And technically we could use either or. We actually did on the mural here, but the side to side was far less painful for us because it was something that didn't spread as much of the color around, so we didn't have as much running, I guess you would say. And so we found that to be the most helpful. The major advantage of using an airless paint sprayer like the one I have here is, of course, being able to do a job very quickly having a nice finished, even look to your paint job, and also just being able to have full control over the width and the amount of spray that you have on a particular job. The downfall is that it does take a little while to clean these things out. I usually like to run at least one 5-gallon bucket of clean water through it, which means that I'm typically going back to dump any excess paint that comes out of it and making sure that water's constantly clean. You can see right now what I'm doing is I'm just gauging to see how much paint is still left in the lines. If there's you can still see the residues here. If you look inside my hand, you can see that there's a little bit of residue of that bluish paint. It's really just a little bit left. Most of it is water that's coming from here, but you can see the bucket. The first bucket that we did was completely thick and sloshy. This one there's still quite a bit of paint in the lines, but it's moving around more in a liquid form, and hopefully by the time we get done with this bucket, it's going to be almost completely water, and this will be clear. That's how you know you got most of the paint out of the lines. You can also, so tomorrow we're going to be putting up a lot of the rainbow stuff, so we'll be running more color through here. I'm not that worried about getting it 100% clean, but when I'm ready to put this thing away for good, I will make sure I run many buckets through it, make sure it's very clean, and then I'll also put some sort of stable chemical in here to where it'll stabilize it and make sure that any paint that's still left in the lines doesn't kind of group up and stick to your valves. That'll make it so that it's no longer sucking anymore. It'll make it so that the next time you run it, it's actually not running paint through it. It'll be very frustrating, and it'll take you a little while to kind of break it down and find where that paint is stuck and then clear it out and get it working again. So it's worth the amount of time and effort to clean it. It takes about an hour to do a good job cleaning these things, but again, if you have a big enough job to use a paint sprayer, they're definitely going to be an advantage to that.
So Brian, what are you doing right now with your spray paint gun? Brian.